Sean, 9566. Tim Heidecker. Yeah, that motherfucker. Had a one-man show. That's great. You worked with him, right? Yeah, you're bringing up some tough feelings for me. Again, yeah, I worked with Tim. Um, is Tim has a podcast, doesn't he? Is he a part of the Dabbleverse? I don't know. He might be adjacently. Um, yeah, I mean, I worked with Tim and Eric, and I met them on another occasion before I worked with them, where there was a little bit of animosity that happened. I guess I said the wrong thing that I didn't like. I didn't think their show, Tim and Eric, was funny. It wasn't my type of humor. It just wasn't. The episodes at that time that I did see, I didn't really like. I didn't really like. So I met them at a party with Aziz Ansari. We were all hanging out and sitting at a table, like a coffee table, talking. And then, I recognized him and I go, hey, man, I know you're the creator of the Tim and Eric show and this and that. And he's like, oh, yeah, man. It's nice to meet you, too. I'm a fan of yours, blah, blah, blah. I know who you are. I'm an actor as well, blah, blah, whatever. And then he's like, oh, so what do you think of my show? And I'm like, man, I don't like it. I go, it's not funny to me. I just told him my honest truth. Bam! Aziz Ansari comes after me. Eric comes after me. Oh, that's not nice. Why do I have to gloss everybody up? Why can't I say it's not my comedy? I don't know. It was a weird little thing. It was a weird little event. Then they all got mad at me. Then they all started making fun of me like little school kids. We had fucking Andrew Garfield right there hanging out with us. And he was about to become the Spider-Man. He was just cast as Spider-Man around that time. And there I am dropping names again. But yeah, man, it was a weird night. Jack Black was at that party, Aziz, Andrew Garfield. And it was nice that they recognized me as well. I know Jack a little bit. But yeah, then I think a couple weeks later, I had an audition for Tim and Eric from my agent or manager. Then I went in, and it was like a football episode, and I read all these lines, like a football character watching a football game, talking to Tim and Eric, and I read all these lines and did comedy. Then I got hired a couple of days later. Then I went to set. Then they ousted me from the minute I got on set. They ousted me. They made me do rehearsals for like a funeral scene for their Tim and Eric bedtime story show. They made me do like rehearsals. And I remember reading a script and everything, and I had a lot of words in this episode. And like I was a part of the murder or something like that. And so I get to set, I drove like in Valencia, one of the studios or places out there. And I get on set, I say hello to everybody. Then we rehearse. There's like a funeral scene where we're looking at a dead body or in the casket that's being built or dug up. I think it's with Tim being buried or Eric or whichever one. But we did all the rehearsals and I had a lot of lines and, then they start to film it officially. Then all of a sudden, a couple minutes before that at craft service table, Eric says, so you don't think our show is funny, huh? He just made that statement to me. This is the first time I'm seeing him after I got on set, after that event that took place. So he's still upset for whatever reason. And that was my first time seeing him. And I would have apologized. I would have been like, hey, man, thank you guys for hiring me. Or did you know they hired me? Or did you see the audition or whatever? But I didn't have that moment. I immediately went there. They started rehearsals. And then we had a minute before they were going to film. And then I went to the craft service table. Then I saw him, and then he made that statement. I didn't have a chance to apologize, to say, I'm sorry if I offended you. Thank you for hiring me. I need the work. I appreciate that. I'm going to do a great job. I didn't get that moment. All I got was, so you don't think we're funny, huh? And then he goes, then all of a sudden, we're about to film or something. The camera's ready officially to film everything we rehearsed for the previous 20 minutes for that shot, the wide shot. Then I walked to my place, about to do it. Then Eric and Tim say something to a producer. They say, hold on, before you film. Then they talk. And they call it Caddy Corner, where the videotapes and the producers and everybody are sitting there. They go over there and they start to talk. Then all of a sudden, the director comes to me. It wasn't Tim. No, it was Tim. I think Tim directed that episode. But it was the associate director. Comes up to me. Michael, stand over here. Stand over here. Then they pull me out. And then I'm standing there. Then they go, all right. Then they put another actor that's in the episode in my spot. He was already there, but they just moved him over. And they said, you know his lines? And the actor goes, yeah. Because he got a script too. And they go, okay, we're rolling. Then they filmed it 2 or 3 times with that new actor taking over my spot. Now I'm watching all this happen. I'm like, what the fuck? At this point, I haven't even signed a contract because I showed up to set. It was far away. I didn't have time to go into my trailer. They didn't have a trailer for me. I didn't have time to actually sign the contract. And sometimes in productions, they sign the contract after. You have to film right away and do shit. Then you sign it, before the next shot or whatever. So now I'm standing there. They pulled me out. They replaced me. And now I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm standing next to a cooler. This is painful for me, y'all. This is traumatic. Then I'm standing next to a cooler. And I'm like, what? Have I been replaced? What's going on? Right? Then I'm like, I don't know. Then somebody comes up to me and I'm like, oh, don't worry. We're going to change the camera. We're going to do another shot. We'll bring you back in. Somebody said that to me. I'm like, okay. Then Tim and Eric, now 10 minutes later, I go to grab a water. They're setting up the camera to do a close-up or something else. Then I forget who it was. It was either Tim or Eric walked by me. And I'm grabbing a water bottle or a soda or something. And they go, oh, that's not for you. That's for the cast. Okay. I am being ousted. So I'm like, really? Okay. So I said, fuck it. I decided to stand there and take my punishment. Again, to them, maybe it wasn't punishment, but this is my experience of the whole situation. So now I'm freaking the fuck out. I don't have a contract. I need money. So I go and I call my agent. And they're like, oh, everything will be fine. Just go back there. Everything will be fine. Figure it all out. We'll talk later. Because it's now nighttime. They're shooting overnight. So I go back and I sit on the cooler. Then I start asking some producers and people that I know are producers, besides Tim and Eric. I'm like, have I been cut out? Why are they not using me? What's actually happening? They're like, I don't know. Just sit there. Don't move. Sit there. I'm like, okay. Then they start shooting more shots and doing this and doing that. And they now start another scene. And then I yelled out, this is bullshit. What am I here for? If I'm not a member of the cast and you guys are mad at me, I go, let me go the fuck home. Then I yelled that out loud. I was frustrated. And I'm like, somebody bring me my fucking contract because I'm getting paid. I go, I don't know what the hell's happening. I just start talking loud because I'm really upset. I'm feeling really demeaned. Not humbled. I'm feeling really disrespected. And I guess that's their game because they felt disrespected that I didn't like their show. So now they're going to cast me and pull a prank on me and take that show away because it's not funny to me. Again, I don't know what they're thinking, but now I'm frustrated. Everybody can see it. Even the other actors that I met are like, what the hell? What the hell? Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I don't fucking know, man. I'm fucking leaving. I go, but I'm getting a contract. So I start yelling, give me a contract. Give me my fucking contract. Because unless the contract is not signed, I don't get paid. And they get away with shit. So now there's a little bit of animosity from the crew. They're now realizing something's going on. Have I been fired? If I have been, they should have told me. But I was never hired in the first place because I haven't signed a contract. It's a weird situation, right? And it was affecting people now because I finally spoke up. And I found my acting crazy and confident. Then I got somebody came up to me and they said, just wait right here. We're releasing you, but just wait right here. We're releasing you. Then I'm like, huh? I'm not going to wait here. If you're releasing me, I'm going to get a contract. So I started following this producer, and I'm like, I've been released, y'all. I go, have I been fired? I don't know. Where's my contract? Now I'm walking toward, they had trailers and other things. And I'm like, I want my contract. I want my contract. Or my agent or the SAG-AFTRA reps are going to be coming down here tonight. I'm going to call the SAG-AFTRA union. Then the producer, whoever's doing what they're told, says to me, relax, your contract is over here. It's in the producer trailer or the whatever trailer of the production manager. I'm like, okay. So then I walk to the production manager trailer. Then they walk me out to the grip truck that's open with the trailer hitched to the grip truck. Then the producer or production manager or whoever it is says, here, sign it and you've been released. Okay. So now I look over the contract, making sure I'm getting paid for 3 days. That's what they paid me for. And then I'm checking out the dates and the address and everything. And I'm like, all right. And making sure there was nothing funny written that I've never noticed before. But it looked like a standard contract for like $4,000 or $5,000, whatever it was. And I'm like, all right, fuck it. I signed it. Then they're like, now you need to sign out. They have a sheet where you sign out when you arrived and when you sign out. I'm like, okay. And they're like, thank you. Then the production assistant hands me the call sheet for the next day. I'm like, are you guys still here? Sorry, I don't even know. I haven't even been reading the screen. Then they hand me a call sheet for the next day, which according to initially, I was supposed to be working. But now I've been released. Now they hand me a call sheet with the time, the address of the next location for tomorrow afternoon. My name is still on the call sheet. Have I been fired? Why am I on the call sheet? What the fuck's going on? So now I walk back to the area where all of the people are, Tim and Eric and everybody concluded after signing the contract. I'm like, I don't know if I've been fired, but I'm here on the call sheet. So I'll show up tomorrow, or maybe I won't, unless you guys have tell me what's really happening. Have I been fired? Have I been released? Or are you guys just expecting me to come tomorrow and be harassed or made fun of or ousted again publicly, humiliated. Is that what you all want from me tomorrow? Somebody tell me what the hell is happening. Nobody came up to me except the producer again that walked me to the trailer, or the assistant, whatever they are. And they said, we'll see you tomorrow. Just like that. Deadpan. Nothing. Not answering my questions, not alleviating my fears, nothing. We'll see you tomorrow. But you have been released. Now, I'm really, really pissed off. And now I know I signed the contract and I have a copy of it. Now, I know that somebody's fucking with me and my emotions. They're doing a Hollywood humility thing or a ritual or something on me. And the next location was in my neighborhood. It was actually at a house in typically the neighborhood that I live in. But now I'm driving home for about an hour when I had a car. And my brain is going, what the fuck's happening? Am I fired? I don't even know. I'm crying. I don't know what happened to me. You know, I have anxiety. I have emotions. And I am upset. But I know I signed the contract, so I know I got that. I know I'm going to get paid. And now I'm like, should I fuck with them? Are they wanting me tomorrow? Are they expecting me tomorrow? Am I going to get my part back that I auditioned for, that I thought I had? They replaced me with the other black actor. I don't know what the hell's happening. Maybe it's DEI. Whatever. Shut up. So I'm crying. And then I talked to my agent. She's like, I'm sorry they did that to you, Michael. But you got to be the professional. You just got to show up. And no matter what, you're getting paid. Just show up. Don't associate with them. Don't talk to them. But be a professional. Be better than they are. Show up to do your job. And if they don't associate with them, don't befriend them. Don't talk to them. Just go there. And whatever they tell you to do it within means. And I was like, no, fuck them. Fuck them. Then I went home and I slept. And then I showed up the next day as a professional. Then the other actors were there. We still had no trailers, but they set an area outside of the house that they were filming in. They set an area with like a little tent for, you know, the other actors besides Tim and Eric to be there. And they're all like, dude, what the hell happened? Were you fired? I don't know. I took over your part. I'm like, I know you did. Congratulations. They gave him a bump. They gave him more money because he was like an extra, like a SAG featured extra that they gave him my lines. I'm like, hey, congratulations. It was cut out at the end of the day. But whatever, they did that publicly to like spite me. So now I'm sitting with all the other actors. I let them know. I said, hey, I'm Micheal Ray Bower. I'm on the call sheet. I don't know if I'm working, if I'm fired, but I'm here. I'm honoring my contract, and I'm here if you need me. And then they go, Micheal Bower? Oh, hold on. And then they walk into the house with the producers and oh, Micheal Bower's here or something like that. Then I hear out loud, he came. He came. I heard that out fucking loud. He came. Then a woman comes out that I never met the night before or whatever. She comes, okay. Well, all the extras are outside in that little tented area. All the extras are outside in that tented area. So go ahead and sit there and we'll call you if we need you. Now I'm being called an extra. Okay, what's more demeaning now? Whatever, I'm getting paid like a star, so fuck it. So now I'm sitting with the other extras and the one guy that got promoted. Now I remember the audition scene in the house, and I knew my lines according to the script that I had. Then nobody comes out. They come out, they bring the actors in and out, And I just sit there for 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. Then they said out loud, somebody walked to the door and they said, hey, we got permission to put you back in. We got permission to put you back in. You know, they're yelling at me from outside of the house. We got permission to put you back in. So come inside. So I walk in, then I'm just doing as I'm told. Then I saw Tim and Eric and whoever's directing the episode, and they're like, oh, we're going to do the rehearsals. This and that. We got the TV. And they're like, you can sit down there. And this is what's going on. And then Tim or Eric or one of them said, hey, how you doing today? And I looked at them and I said, I need to say nothing. They need to say nothing. Again, I don't know what they were in on it, or they finally gave up, or I took my ritual. So then all of a sudden we started filming. Then while we were filming, then they added little things for me. Here, throw the popcorn, eat the football, or, take off your belly, touch your belly. You're watching football, cheer, blah, blah, take off your shirt, dance around, be an idiot, whatever. In this scene, you're going to listen. You're going to listen to Eric talking about his girlfriend, but you're annoyed. You're annoyed. Okay? Action. Popcorn, football, yeah. Cut. Have a good day, Michael. That's what happened. That's what happened. So if you watch the episode, Tim and Eric Bedtime Stories, watch my face. You can tell on a lot of the scenes where I'm listening or just hanging out, I wasn't having it. And then I was cut out of the funeral scene where they go out. Like I said, I'm not even in there. So thank you guys for listening to the story. I haven't communicated with Tim or Eric since then, but I am proud of them, and I do think they do some amazing stuff. I don't even know if they publicly or personally did any of that to me, even though I have clues. It's all a conspiracy theory. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe everything was said differently than I remember, but that's what I went through, and that was my experience to my truthfulness and my honesty. And when things that are bad happen to me, I tend to remember that more than the good things because it stays with me. When you feel disrespected and fucked, you remember every fucking detail. And that's kind of like how I am with conspiracy theories. So it all happened. That's the way it happened. But I cannot prove intent if they did it purposefully. But that's my story, and that's how it happened, and that's my experience. And I fucking can't stand it. People that do that type of stuff in Hollywood. And I've had a couple of other Hollywood ritual evil experiences or humility rituals happen to me before on another movie set and stuff like that. And that'll be stories for another time. Why the fuck do I want to go back to Hollywood? I don't know. It's all I got. It's all I fucking know.